Hello everybody and welcome to this short video on the Canvas quizzes. Today we'll be looking at how to add individual questions to a quiz, as well as create a question bank which will act as a repository for your questions. To add or edit questions in a quiz, first go to your quizzes section in Canvas, and then select the quiz you would like to edit or add questions to. Then select the Edit button. You are now inside the editing of your quiz and can go to the Questions tab at the top, where you'll see a list of any previously existing questions and also the ability to add new questions, new question groups, or define questions. To add a new question, select the plus new question button. From this screen, we can now create a single individual question. We'll start with giving the question a title and selecting the type of quiz question we'd like to use. In this case, we'll select multiple choice. However, in a further video, we'll go through each of these different quiz types. And then we can also assign a point value for this question. Using the Rich Content Editor, click in and add your question details. Remember, you can use the sidebar to add links, files, or images to your question. When you've finished adding in the details, add your different answers and use the green arrow on the side to select the correct answer. Use the comment box on the side to add automatic feedback for students for the different answers. If you need to make any changes to a question, you can hit the pencil icon to edit it, or you can hit the rubbish bin icon to delete it. When you've done adding in all your question details and answers, hit the Update Question button to save. You've now created a new question. The second option we have is to add a new question group. Question groups allow you to create a group of questions where only a chosen number of them will be randomly selected and delivered to students. First, give your question group a name, and then select the amount of questions you want chosen from that group, and then select the number of points you want to assign each question within the group. When you're done, select Create Group. As you can see here, this question group doesn't have any questions yet, so we can add some new ones by pressing the plus button. In this case, we'll add questions just like we did earlier by adding the name, choosing the type, and adding the details and correct answers. After adding in my questions, this question group will now select 2 questions of the 3 that I have added in to be delivered to each student. This way, each student receives a unique set of questions. I can also use the plus new question group button to add questions from a question bank that I have already made. Click the plus new questions group button, then select Link to a question bank. Then from the list, you can select the question bank you want to use. And once you've selected that, click the Select Bank button. Once again, give your question bank a name, choose how many questions you want to pick from this group, and assign a point value for each. When you are done, hit Create Group. You've now created a question group that will draw from your previously created question bank. We'll discuss how to create a question bank later on in the video. Our last option here is to find questions, which allows you to select specific questions from a question bank that you've created. To do this, click on Find Questions, select the question bank you want to use from the list, then tick the box next to any of the questions you would like to use. If you'd like to use all the questions, you can hit the Select All button or untick any of them that you don't want to use. You can use the drop-down list to add these questions to a particular question group or create a new question group if you'd like. And when you're ready, click Add Questions to add them to the quiz. Now that we've used all the Add Question functions and you're ready to save your quiz, go down to the bottom and click Save. If you need to make any changes, you can always go into the Edit section of your quiz, view your questions, and click either the pencil to edit the question or the X or rubbish icon to delete the question. We're now going to move on to question banks. As mentioned earlier, question banks allow you to create a repository of a range of different questions that you can draw from within your quiz in any of your courses. To access your question banks, go to your quizzes section in Canvas and go to the three dots icon, and in the drop-down menu, you'll have the Manage Question Banks option. Click that to open. You are now inside the Manage Question Bank area, where you can select any of the question banks you already have to edit, or you can add a new question bank with the plus Add Question Bank button. For this example, we'll add a new bank by hitting the Add Question Bank button and adding in a name for the bank. We then must hit either Enter or Return on your keyboard, and that will create the bank for you. Once your bank is created, you can either click the name or the pencil icon to edit the bank and add questions to it. Once you're inside the question bank, there's a range of options in the side menu bar. This includes adding a question. To add a question, click the Add Question button and follow the steps mentioned previously in the video to create individual questions within your bank. Remember to always hit Update Question to save your question. I've now added in 3 questions to my question banks. I can also edit the question bank details, which is to change the name. I can move any questions from this question bank to another question bank. I can delete the whole bank, or if I haven't already, I can bookmark this bank so it will appear at the top of my list in any of my courses. If you use the Outcomes feature in Canvas to link things such as course CLOs, you can also align this question bank with any of the outcomes you've created. When building a quiz or a question bank, you always have this option to select the Show Question Details to see further details of all your questions. You can untick it to remove the question details. We've now added new questions, created a question group, and created question banks. This brings us to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and best of luck. Thank you.